Welcome to the Digital Edge with Sharon Nelson and Jim Calloway. Your hosts, both legal technologists, authors, and lecturers, invite industry professionals to discuss a new topic related to lawyers and technology. You're listening to Legal Talk Network.
Welcome to the 155th edition of the Digital Edge Lawyers and Technology. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Sharon Nelson, president of Sensei Enterprises, an information technology, cybersecurity, and digital forensics firm in Fairfax, Virginia.
And I'm Jim Calloway, director of the Oklahoma Bar Association's Management Assistance Program. Today, we are doing our favorite podcast of the year, Tech Toys for the Holidays, in which Sharon and I offer up some of our favorite tech toys, some serious, some, maybe many, not so serious. And this year, we're going to call it the COVID edition of Tech Toy for the Holidays, because what? It's 2020, right, Sharon?
It's 2020. It's the label for everything, Jim. But before we get started, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Thanks to our sponsor, Clio. Check out Clio's Daily Matters podcast for the latest on legal in the COVID-19 era. Listen to Daily Matters at clio.com/daily or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We would like to thank Alert Communications for sponsoring this episode. If any law firm is looking for call, intake, or retainer services available 24/7, 365, just call 866-827-5568.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Black Letter Podcast, a show dedicated to making law exciting and fun with informative interviews and advice from esteemed guests. We'd like to thank Scorpion. Scorpion is the leading provider of marketing solutions for the legal industry with nearly 20 years of experience serving attorneys. Scorpion can help you grow your practice. Learn more at scorpionlegal.com.
Well, as one of my favorite actors would say, all right, all right, all right. Let's get this party rolling, Jim. My first tech toy is XDesk, which is actually a company that puts out a lot of standing desks, all handcrafted. There's lots of options. We're going to, of course, put all the links out on the website when the podcast goes up. It's a toss-up for me when I hear one of these phrases more than the other. Number one is, my butt hurts, and number two is, my back is killing me. And John and I go back and forth all day saying both. So sitting certainly is the new smoking. It is killing us. So if you want to try standing up and doing some of your work, it's the ultimate power adjustable standing desk, the benchmark for all standing desks. And Forbes actually said not all standing desks are equal. The top pick is the XDesk Terra, Terra. So just read the features list, but don't expect to get away cheap, because they run, especially the top of the line, runs from $1,500 to $1,800. My second toy is, well, maybe not a toy so much. It's the Amazon Ring Car Cam, $199.99, and it's expected to be available shortly on Amazon. It was just released a little while ago. Like the camera-carrying Ring doorbell, the Car Cam can show you who's messing around with the groceries in your back seat, thanks to two cameras, one that points forward out the windshield and the other that films the vehicle interior. And just like a dash cam, these are on when you're driving, but they're also in guard mode when you're parked, ready to turn on as needed. So if there's a disturbance around your vehicle detected, then a notification will be sent and a short video will be sent to your phone in the Ring app. Another car cam feature, and this is the one that got all the news recently, is called Traffic Stop, which feels like an exceptionally good fit for 2020. If you've connected the car cam to an LTE cellular network, which requires an optional connectivity plan, you can say, Alexa, I'm being pulled over, when the flashing lights show up in your rearview mirror. The car cam will then record your interaction with law enforcement and save the files directly right away to the cloud. And if you set up a predetermined list of contacts, Ring will notify them that you've been pulled over and send them the video as well. Somehow, we're living in a sorry world where we need that.
On the other hand, it might be a great marketing plan for lawyers to save those videos.
I was thinking of blogging exactly that advice.
Well, Sharon, 2020 has been a year for disinfecting and sterilizing. I can certainly attest that I've frequently used my phone soap device a whole lot this year. That was featured in a prior Tech Toys broadcast. But for a gift, you might want something a little more unique. So the Pod Uvc Sterilizer is a handheld wand sterilizer for your phone and other devices, including flat surfaces. With the press of a button, a high-energy beam of UVC, ultraviolet C light, is emitted from the LEDs, sanitizing surfaces without the use of chemicals. In 30 seconds, it'll kill up to 99.9% of germs. Of course, the big question is SARS-CoV, and some studies suggest it will. I'm no virologist who could determine that for you. You could do your own research online. But definitely, the wand will disinfect surfaces that you can't fit inside a phone soap. Only $90.
Yeah, we actually own one of those, Jims, and they work really well, I think. So John has been impressed with the performance.
Great. Well, my next tech toy is informed by the recent ice storm damage in Oklahoma, Sharon. I shared with you we had a major early ice storm when the leaves were all on the trees that resulted in hundreds of thousands of people going without power for a long time here in Oklahoma, central Oklahoma. And so, Sharon, I know you have a whole house generator, but the Now Light kit is at the total opposite end of emergency power spectrum from your whole house generator. This only costs $119, and this device is a hand-cranked power generator. It has 6 different brightness settings for the lighting, and also a 5-volt USB port for charging your mobile devices. Now, Sharon, physically cranking your light source and phone charger may not sound like a great idea to you, but guess what? If you're sitting alone in the dark with a dead phone, it sounds awesome. So it's also useful to bring along on camping trips.
I got to tell you, I like it much better when the power goes off and John says, give it a couple of seconds. A couple of seconds later, the power goes back on. It's good to be the queen.
There you go.
All right. So my next tip toy is the Microsoft Surface Pro 7. The review from PC World was really outstanding. It's about $1,500, but you can actually make monthly payments. I don't know whether they always had that or whether that's in response to people needing to make payments, but it's definitely a favorite. The whole Surface Pro series has been a favorite of our IT employees who just lug it with them everywhere, and it's very powerful and very reliable. So this, according to the review, continues the tradition of being a durable, dependable tablet for the ages. It has an internal upgrade to Intel's 10th generation 10-something Ice Lake chip. I can't read what I wrote. And it's, as a nod to the future, a USB-C port. So it is definitely an upgrade, and I know my guys are going to be after me to put that in this year's budget. And if you're looking for a full-fledged computer that's extremely portable and even work as a tablet, the reviews say that the Surface Pro 7 is your best choice. And from there, let's head over to another toy, which is very useful, and that is the Fujitsu Scansnap S1300i, which is $264. So Fujitsu Scansnap is a portable document scanner designed primarily to digitize documents on the road or just when you're on the move. So it makes document management a snap, whether you're at home digitizing receipts, bank statements, or you're a student, maybe a law student with term papers, or at the office capturing mission-critical documents for a business trip. So it's one-touch scanning, scans up to 12 double-sided pages per minute, holds up to 10 pages in the automatic document feeder, USB or AC powered and compatible with PC and Mac, so you can't go wrong.
Well, Sharon's covered a couple of really great tools for lawyers to use, so I'm going to head back to the toys end of the spectrum with the magnetic levitating Bluetooth speaker. It is a futuristic-looking globe that levitates in the air on your desk while being illuminated with striking LED illuminations. It promises high-quality phone calls with its built-in noise-canceling technology. I can't talk about their promise, but I can tell you that I promise everyone who comes in your office will want to ask what that floating globe is in front of you. Currently reduced from $179 to only $119.
That is cool. That's a cool one. I might have to look at that.
Great picture. Okay, if you've been working at home a great deal and that's changing now, don't forget that your pets are going to have to adjust to that change as well. If you're worried your dog will be missing your daily presence, check out the Furbo dog camera, treat tossing, full HD Wi-Fi, two-way audio, designed for dogs, compatible with Alexa. It's got a 1080p camera with night vision, if you want to check on your dogs at night, 160-degree wide-angle view, a two-way audio and barking alert, so it lets you know by sending you a text if your dog's barking. Sharon, I guess that's kind of a nice idea if you've got a new dog, but I kind of like the idea of missing the barking when I'm out of the house, so I don't know if that's great. But singing the dog and talking to the dog is good. But from the dog's point of view, the best feature of this device is the Toss a Treat, where you can teach your dog how to play catch with treats ejected from the device. $198.69 with free shipping on Amazon.
I have to tell you, Jim, that our rescue beagles have us very well trained. They don't need a machine. They have a human being who tosses them treats almost at their whim.
There you go. Well, before you move on to our next segment, let's take a quick commercial break. The Black Letter Podcast demystifies complicated law and business issues by breaking them down into simple, understandable bites. Hosted by Tom Dunlap of Dunlap, Bennett & Ludwig, this show features fun and informative conversation with esteemed guests like CEOs and former AGs of the CIA. You can listen to Black Letter today on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
As the largest legal-only call center in the U.S., Alert Communications helps law firms and legal marketing agencies with new client intake. Alert captures and responds to all leads 24/7, 365 as an extension of your firm in both English and Spanish. Alert uses proven intake methods, customizing responses as needed, which earns the trust of clients and improves client retention. To find out how Alert can help your law office, call 866-827-5568 or visit alertcommunications.com/LTN. Welcome back to the Digital Edge on the Legal Talk Network. Today our subject is tech toys for the holidays, and Jim and I will continue to host our tech party. So I am being more serious than you, which is the reverse of what we normally do sometimes. But my next toy is a very good tool. But some people have said that it really has saved their lives. So it doesn't work for everyone, but I'm going to recommend the TP-Link AV1000 Powerline Ethernet adapter at $48.99. It's worth taking a risk on. Of course, you can always send it back if it doesn't work. But what it does is it turns your home's electrical wiring into a wired network, moving data very quickly. And for most people who are challenged somehow in their house and by the reach and so forth, we've had people say, this thing changed my life. We've also had a couple of people say it didn't really improve performance. So I guess it depends on your particular situation. But the kit comes with 2 Powerline units that set up in minutes. It's simple to use, and they plug into any power outlet to keep wired connections strong where you need them. My next toy is also not a toy, but something good for lawyers to have. And we had this several years ago, I think, Jim. The LegalBoard keyboard is now $85. And the big thing, and the reason why I included it, is because it's now wireless. So that is a big thing. It's a low-profile, sleek keyboard designed for lawyers that want the added mobility and flexibility of a wireless keyboard. So with the press of a single key, you could switch into legal mode to access over 35 functions that legal professionals use all the time. So I'm not going to go through them all, but you can add, one of those miserable section symbols that's in every legal thing. Turn track changes on and off, add an M dash or an N dash, all sorts of things, including turn on and off italics, underline, and bold, and insert common legal terms and citations like court and id and f dot second, all of that. And I think that's it's a board that a lot of people have really liked, this keyboard, and so I keep getting good feedback about that one.
I remember when that was announced, we all thought it was an interesting novelty item, and then they sold out in like a heartbeat.
Yeah. What did we know?
Exactly.
And of course, we didn't invest in the company,
There you go. Well, I must be looking ahead toward warmer weather because I have another tech toy that is related to camping, perhaps. The worst thing about camping is always the bugs. And the Bug Be Gone may be just what you need, and also may be perfect for socially distanced outdoor activities at home. The Buzz Be Gone Zap is a rechargeable and portable bug zapper that you can either set up right or hang from anywhere. You just charge it with a micro USB. If this name sounds familiar, it's because this is the improved second generation version of this popular gadget. But seriously, if you have a friend who is always complaining about mosquitoes, this may be a thoughtful holiday gift that'll get a chuckle from all the other relatives. Pricing is a little hard to locate, but when I went through the website and kept clicking like I wanted to order it, it told me I qualified for a discounted price of $39.99. So, on the other hand, if you hate using the touchpad on your laptop, you may be a customer for the Padron ring mouse. Wearing this ring lets you use your desk or table or any flat surface as a large touchpad. The video on this one is very intriguing. You'd basically just rest your hand on the table and then move it around like you would with a mouse and tap with your finger when you want to click. Sadly, Sharon, this isn't an item we can order right now. It's still in the vaporware stage, but they say they're going to start shipping by the end of the year, and one should subscribe to their newsletter for notification of when you can start placing your orders.
You're such a tease, Jim. Well, I have one like that too, so I guess I can't give you grief. My next tip, and trust me, I know everybody feels like they're doing video conferences all the time, but we're doing webinars all the time, and so we've had to get really up our game in terms of how we do our production. So one of the things that I'm recommending is Amazon's basic 60-inch tripod for a webcam. It's really gives you your options for how to look your best, which is very tough when you're on video conferencing. It gives you positioning so that you can position an external webcam higher between, say, two monitors. So you don't always appear to be, first, too much right there in the screen, and second, you're obviously looking away. It's a lot less obvious and a lot more natural when you have one of these tripods, which is great. So it has adjustable height legs and rubber feet, compatible with most video cameras, digital cameras, still cameras. So it only weighs 3 pounds and it's $25.99. So again, I don't think you can go too far wrong with that if you want to try it. And we were one of the early ones before the green screens had sold out, and they are back in stock now. We had gotten one, I think at the time it was $110. Now I see it's down to $84.99, available on Amazon. It's a backdrop continuous chroma-key background. I don't know what they call it. But anyhow, what it has is we do love the green screens because they look really good. And one thing we have noticed is that audiences really like that we can project a virtual background against a green screen. And so when that happens, you don't look all wonky. As I'm sure people have noticed that when you have a virtual background, even though they're kind of cool, if you turn your head, there's this whiteness or what ghostly thing around you. But when you have the green screen, that doesn't happen. So we are often have Mount Rainier, I had to stop and think of the name, in Washington where John grew up. And we've had, of course, the 12th man flag behind us in the stadium in Seattle. But it does really make a difference. And this comes with the stand, the green screen, 2 clamps, 2 lamps with umbrellas, light bulbs, and carrying case. So that's really a pretty good price to up your game in terms of how you look when you're video conferencing and or presenting.
Sounds like a great price for that, actually.
It does.
Well, my next tech toy is the iLights Car heads-up display and wireless backup camera. This is a bit more of a pricey item at $580.92, but if you just really love that classic car you're driving, or maybe you just don't want a new car payment for a new car, this gadget will allow you to add both heads-up display and a backup camera to your car without even having to drill a single hole. The heads-up display on the windshield is projected from your navigation tool of choice on your phone. Backup cameras are certainly handy, and combining that with the heads-up display really makes a lot of sense. Next, I want to talk about not losing your photographs. In case you missed it, there are a large number of these inexpensive photo backup devices that have entered the marketplace. They're essentially portable hard drives or USB drives that have software that will locate and copy all the photos on a computer to that drive. This is really more than a photo backup process, although it's a great idea if you have photos on a computer that's not backed up. Surely you don't have that, lawyers. But even if you have a backed up computer, and it's just handy to have all your photos on a single drive in a one-touch operation. There were just so many of those I really couldn't choose one, and since I didn't get a chance to try one, so instead I want to mention for our tech toy a company called iMemories. iMemories does this type of thing but much more, and they will also, which may be useful for lawyers with evidence, if you have family memories or potential evidence that's locked up on a VHS tape and nobody has a VHS player anymore, they will transfer your VHS tapes to video or to digital video for only $11.99 a tape. So that's a pretty good deal. And movie films are $11.99 through 50 feet. So that's not exactly a toy, but I wanted to mention the photo backup devices for $30 or $40. You can plug one into your computer, give it permissions, and have all your photos saved without the other things on your computer being bothered.
You know, that's really a very good tip, because I'll tell you, in the digital forensics world, the thing we're asked to recover outside of litigation, non-litigation kind of stuff, is photos. When people have all their photos are not available for whatever reason and they need them recovered from a device, that's what they're willing to pay any amount of money to get their photos back. So this sounds like a cheap alternative.
Before we move on to our next segment, let's take a quick commercial break.
Now, more than ever, an effective marketing strategy is one of the most important things for your firm. Scorpion can help. With nearly 20 years of experience serving the legal industry, Scorpion has proven methods to help you get the high-value cases you deserve. Join thousands of attorneys across the country who have turned to Scorpion for effective marketing and technology solutions. For a better way to grow your practice, visit scorpionlegal.com. The legal industry is undergoing a fundamental transformation, and the Daily Matters podcast is here to give you a competitive edge. In Daily Matters, Clio CEO Jack Newton interviews prominent legal experts to explore the new normal for law firms and how you can succeed in a work-from-home world. To listen, visit clio.com/daily or subscribe to Daily Matters wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome back to the Digital Edge on the Legal Talk Network. Today our subject is tech toys for the holidays. So let's wrap this party up, Jim. I'm getting away now from all of my useful things. This is useful, I suppose, and it's more for the COVID part of our program title. But this is called the Fitness Mirror. It's not cheap. It's about $1,500, but I did go there today, and they had a $350 coupon available right on the website. It comes with a stand and wall mount clips, but it's not just a mirror. It's a cardio class. It's a yoga studio. It's a boxing ring. It's your new personal trainer. It really is a rival to the Peloton, which is considerably more expensive, especially with that coupon. And you will definitely be sore after a workout session with Mirror. It's really a screen that guides you through exercise classes, and it does double as a full-length mirror. So it's not only a space-saving home gym, but a piece of home decor as well. It's great if you live somewhere that frequently maybe has inclement weather, so you can run or walk outdoors if it's nice, or use the mirror if it isn't. There is, just like the Peloton, a $39 per month subscription for on-demand workout classes with expert trainers. I thought about this, Jim, and I don't know about you, but I thought of standing in front of my mirror in my workout clothes, and that just was not a good portrait.
Some say you should, but maybe they'll buy the mirror.
Yes, exactly. And then there's one that Jim gave me, so thank you for that. Rubik's Connected, the connected electronic globe that allows you to compare with friends and cubers across the globe. It's really a reinvented version of the classic Rubik's Cube to fit the 21st century, and certainly to fit the year 2020. The Rubik's Connected Cube is an innovative app-enabled cube puzzle game that connects to your phone or tablet through Bluetooth and allows you to learn how to solve the Rubik's cube, play mini games, improve your game, and battle with other cubers around the world. And the app, by the way, is free with the cube. It sounds really, really cool, and I thank you for this tip, but I am ashamed to say, forgive me, that I am a rube at Rubik's Cube, and I'm not sure I'm salvageable. How about you?
No, that was never one of my skill sets either, Sharon, so that's fine.
Oh, good. We'll play each other and the odds will be even. All right.
Okay, Sharon, I know you and John are going to want this next item. I'm absolutely convinced when you mentioned it to John, you will get a strong reaction. Listeners, if you don't have enough voice command devices listening to you already, how about adding the kitchen trash can? Yes, Simple Humans sensor can with voice and motion control. For only $200, you can have a trash can that responds to your voice commands with things like open can, stay open, or you waving your hand over the can. Sharon, it has 3 microphones, so the trash can won't miss a thing, but I've been unable to confirm rumors that the CIA has already bought a dozen of their own.
In today's world, that wouldn't surprise me.
Your kids will really love you if you buy them the DJI Osmo Pocket Handheld 3-axle Gimbal Stabilizer with integrated camera. It's only $298.99. And I think the quick translation of all that label that lawyers probably don't understand, because I didn't, is this device will let you take pictures and make great movies while you're walking or on a skateboard because it automatically stabilizes all of the pictures. I hate to say the same thing twice in a podcast, but you really have to watch the video of this one on Amazon for $298.99 to see how it really works, because it is a very entertaining device, and your kids can now be the ones to torture you with their home movies instead of what used to be the situation while we were growing up, Sharon.
Yeah, a long time ago, Jim.
That's right. Sharon, thank you so much for being my podcast teammate another year and for happily concluding another Tech Toys for the holidays.
Well, it was a pleasure, as it always is, Jim. And I think this year, one of the things we've all learned is to celebrate friendships above all. So thank you for another year of your friendship, which is dear to me. And I wish we could be together for the holidays or any other time. But I guess we'll just hope for all good things in the future, right?
That's right.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Digital Edge Lawyers and Technology. And remember, you can subscribe to all of the editions of this podcast at LegalTalkNetwork.com or on Apple Podcasts. And if you enjoyed our podcast, please rate us in Apple Podcasts.
Thanks for joining us. Goodbye, Miss Sharon.
Happy trails, cowboy.
Thanks for listening to The Digital Edge, produced by the broadcast professionals at Legal Talk Network. Join Sharon Nelson and Jim Calloway for their next podcast covering the latest topic related to lawyers and technology. Subscribe to the RSS feed on LegalTalkNetwork.com or in iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.